Presidential and vice presidential candidates face off in the first leg of this year's Pilipinas debates. But the unit team of Bongbong Marcos and Sara Duterte skipped the debates as expected. State-owned PTV cut off the live feed of the presidential debate, while Vice President Leni Robredo and former Palace spokesperson Ernesto Abello were speaking. Leni Robredo's Payanig sa Pasig on Sunday is now the largest campaign sortie yet for any candidate this 2022. And let's take a look at where the national candidates are headed to this busy Monday. Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's everything you need to know as you jumpstart your day. I'm Charles Lejano. Former Senator Bongbong Marcos, the only no-show in Comelec's first presidential debate, was among the hot topics in the event, particularly his family's unpaid taxes. The details in this report from Greg Gregorio.
9 out of 10 candidates who are gunning for the presidency showed up at the first Pilipinas Debates 2022 organized by the Commission on Elections. Among the topics covered during the debate were economic recovery, Duterte administration's Build, Build, Build program, COVID response, and other issues. The candidates emphasized the need to grow the agriculture sector and support small businesses to revive the economy amid the pandemic.
Hindi tayo pwedeng umasa na lamang sa mga imported products na kaya namang i-produce ng ating mangingisda, maghahayop at nagtatanim nating mga kababayan sa sektor ng agrikultura.
Papautangin natin yung mga maliliit na negosyante ng zero interest po para makapag-put up sila na makapag-start sila ng business nila.
Ayon po sa datos, ang pinakatinamaan ng pandemic, MSMEs. Ang aking pong proposal, maliban doon sa mga available na ngayon, ay magpo-propose po ako ng 100 billion stimulus fund para buhayin ulit yung mga MSMEs.
Most of them also said that they would continue President Duterte's infrastructure program if they are elected into office.
I would continue that and even reach it out to be, I'd push it beyond just build infrastructures.
Itutuloy ko po ang build. But we will build more housing, better schools, more hospitals, more post-harvest facility para sa ating fishers folks at farmers.
Tutuloy po natin yan. Pag natapos yan po, matatawag nating successful. At maganda po talagang proyekto na yan kasi kasama po yan sa economic growth and development, yung build, infrastructure development. At pangalawa po, ipagpatuloy po natin yung paggawa natin ng bahay nationwide.
Meanwhile, both Senator Ping Lacson and Vice President Leni Robredo are looking into tweaking the Build, Build program.
Kung itutuloy, yes. Pero gawin nating better, i-boost natin at dapat bolder.
Itutuloy po natin yung build, pero magbibigay po tayo ng emphasis on PPP instead of ODA para hindi na utang.
On the proposed 4-day work week, some presidential candidates agreed to implement the policy, while others had reservations.
Ako po, sumusuporta ako doon dahil sa mahal ng gasolina.
I think depende sa industriya. Pero kung BPO, for example, it can have 1 day work from home.
Hindi po lahat. Pwedeng gawing 10 oras ang isang trabaho.
Dapat gawin yung 4 days overtime pay. May 30% wage, 30% overtime pay. Hindi dapat parang 1.5 days lang yon.
Agree po ako kay Calyodi na kailangang siguruhin na yung take home ng mga manggagawa hindi masya-shortchange. Hindi pwedeng ang kwenta nito 4 days lang sila nagtrabaho. Kailangan commensurate sa oras na trinabaho nila yung take home nila. Agree din ako kay Senator Manny Pacquiao na kailangan pakinggan yung lahat na sektor, manggagawa sa kayo mga employer. Ano ba yung mga klase ng mga industriya na hindi gagana ito?
Even though Bongbong Marcos was no show at the debate, presidential candidates zoomed in on the unpaid estate taxes of the Marcos family. They proposed to collect the 203 billion peso estate taxes pending from the Marcos family, which can be used on cash assistance for Filipinos.
Kung masisingil ko yung 203 billion na estate tax sa isang pamilya at iatras ko ang buwis ng krudo at kuryente at 50%, we are going to lose 65 billion pesos. Now, meron pa ako 203 billion minus 65, marami pa akong daang-daang billion pa ang pwede natin maibigay sa tao.
Tama yun. Alam niyo yung pinasa naming mga tax packages, ang dami nun eh. Ang na-attain lamang, 101 billion pesos. Train 1, Train 2, ang dami, 101 billion. Eh meron 203 billion nga na sisingilin lamang na andyan na, bakit ay singilin ng biyayar?
Pag nasingil natin ito, hindi na natin kailangan tipirin yung ating mga kababayan.
Sang-ayon din ako pare. Kailangan natin kunin yung 203 billion na yun.
Bongbong Marcos declined the COMELEC's invitation to participate in the debate due to a prior commitment. The two other presidential debates will be held on April 3 and 24. For News 5, Greg Gregorio, we are One News.
PTV cut its live feed of the presidential debate on Saturday while Vice President Leni Robredo was still speaking. The Vice President was answering a question about what she learned about the campaigns when the state-owned network suddenly cut the live feed and switched to ads. The feed came back up after a few moments with Leody de Guzman answering the same question. Presidential aspirant Ernesto Abellas' response was also cut, and PTV has yet to issue a statement regarding this incident. Vice President Leni Robredo turned Emerald Avenue and nearby streets pink as she held a grand rally in Pasig City on Sunday. Mobile journalist Jacob Lazaro gives us a recap of what went on during this jam-packed rally.
It started with Quezon City, then Cavite, Bulacan, Bacolod, and now Pasig City holds the record of Vice President Leni Robredo's biggest campaign sortie yet. With more than 90,000 kakampings in attendance, Robredo's Payanig sa Pasig is also now the most attended sortie of any candidate this 2022 elections. Many supporters brought their own creativity in the rally, from witty placards to intricate attires and giant puppets. They came from different parts of Metro Manila, while others flew all the way from Visayas and Mindanao.
Bali itong Gigantes, nagsimula talaga siya sa yung Gigantes Festival. Okay yun, inire-rent siya sa mga fiesta talaga.
Along with her platform, Robredo gave a speech on New Hope.
Dito po sa Pasig ngayon, tingnan nyo ang inyong mga katabi. Damhin ang pag-asang hatid ninyo sa isa't isa. Pag-asa ang ugat ng tunay na pagkakaisa.
8 senatorial candidates from Robredo's slate were at the rally. Senatorial aspirant Nery Colmenares also joined the event. Attendees were entertained by a multitude of celebrity hosts like Mela Cantiveros, Julia Barreto, and Robbie Domingo. For Domingo, this grand rally is the kind of survey that cannot be denied.
Ito yung survey na hindi mo madadaya. Dahil nandito ang mga tao, nakikita mo, naririnig mo, Pilipinas, i-landslide na natin to, ipalalo na natin to.
However, securing a win in the city might be a challenge for the Leni Kiko tandem. In 2016, Ferdinand Marcos Jr. beat Robredo, not just in Pasig City but in almost all areas in Metro Manila. Senator Kiko Pangilinan, who was at the COMELEC vice presidential debate, was not able to attend, but the crowd was happy to accept his proxy, Donnie Pangilinan.
I love you too. Wala akong nakikitang ibang karapat-dapat mamumuno kundi ang Leni Kiko tandem. Pasig laban! Magandang gabi sa inyong lahat. Kami ang Ben and Ben, and we are for Leni!
Other first-time participants in the star-studded rally were OPM band Ben and Ben, who performed their songs Kathang Isip, Sabela, and Kapangyarihan. Darna star Angel Oxin also attended the rally endorsing Robredo, holding up a placard saying, "Ma'am Lenny, sayo na ang bato." Mobile journalist Jacob Lazaro, we are One News.
Vice presidential candidates expressed their dismay at VP candidate Sara Duterte's willful absence from Sunday's COMELEC debate. Meanwhile, most candidates called out the insufficiency of the 200 peso subsidy for the country's poorer half amid the rising cost of goods. Mon Gualvez has the report.
It was a busy Sunday for the vice presidential hopefuls as they square off for the first leg of the Pilipinas VP debate. 7 of the 9 VP candidates rose up to the challenge of promoting their platforms and stands on current compelling issues. But 2 podiums were seen empty during the event. Congressman Lito Atienza underwent a medical procedure on his knee. Atienza informed the COMELEC beforehand, thus he was deemed safe from any sanctions from the commission because of this. Meanwhile, VP frontrunner and Davao City Mayor Sara Duterte willfully did not participate in the debate. Because of this, her move was widely criticized by some candidates in attendance.
This is so undemocratic that they're not here. I'm tempted to walk out right now, because precisely we're making fools of ourselves.
Under COMELEC rules, candidates who don't show up during the debates will lose their opportunity to utilize the Commission's e-rally platform. But Bello wants stiffer penalties for Duterte and even to her running mate, former Senator Bongbong Marcos, who also did not participate in Saturday's presidential debate.
You're the Commission on Elections. You can penalize these 2 jokers, Marcos and Duterte, for not showing up.
Senator Kiko Pangilinan also expressed his take on Duterte's absence. He said that as a candidate, it is her obligation to attend debates as respect to the Filipino electorate.
Pag lumiligaw, dapat humaharap. Ako may 3 anak. Pag may lumiligaw sa aking anak, dapat humarap. Respetuhin yung aking mga anak, respetuhin yung mga magulang. Pag hindi humaharap, nire-respeto ba kami? Kung kayo mga botante, pag hindi humarap, nire-respeto ba kayo?
Rizalito David, meanwhile, has this to say to the Davao City Mayor.
Inday Sara, dumalo ka naman. Gusto namin kang makamayan man lang.
But it was not just Marcos Jr. and Duterte who got the ire of Professor Bello. He called out Pangilinan a known advocate of agricultural reform for his soft stance on the Rice Tariffication Act.
How can you say that you're an advocate of the farmers when you abstained on the biggest law that would affect the farmers of the decade, yung Rice Tariffication Act? He abstained. Did you go to the CR?
I had reservations precisely in supporting the measure, and that's precisely why I abstained, because I had reservations. And we moved to amend the law. In fact, it has been amended to now allow for cash assistance to be given the the rice farmers. And we will move again to amend it. I had reservations precisely in supporting the measure, and that's precisely why I abstained, because I had reservations. And we move to amend the law. In fact, it has been amended to now allow for cash assistance to be given the the rice farmers. And we will move again to amend it.
And he failed to oppose it. Kunyari raw, may doubts siya. I mean, this is crazy, political getting out of an impossible situation.
The rice tariffication measure was passed in March of 2019. So I beg to disagree with his view that we are crazy or we do not know or we are not aware of the implications of the rice tariffication measure.
You should have opposed it.
Thank you very much,
I
candidates.
abstained from it because I had reservations.
You should have opposed it.
And if you disagree with my vote, well, then let us learn to agree to disagree with respect.
You should have opposed it.
Thank you very much,
I
candidates.
abstained from it because I had reservations.
You should have opposed it.
And if you disagree with my vote, well, then let us learn to agree to disagree with respect.
The debate also tackled issues on amending the VP's role on the Constitution. Ong and Serapio favor a tandem system where the winning president sits with his running mate as vice president to ensure a sync working relationship, while Pangilinan and Soto voted to include vice presidents in the cabinet. On the topic of suspending excise tax and the 200 peso subsidy in fuel per month, many agree that it is not enough amid the high cost of consumer fuel.
Po suficiente ang 200 pesos per month for every family, but as they say, it's better than nothing. Alam niyo po, itong spikes in local pump prices is speculative, okay? Wala pong basihan yan if you base it on the supply and demand analysis. Wala pong basihan yan. Speculative po yan. So, kailangan pong gawin ng gobyerno ay gamitan ng moral suasion ang mga oil companies na huwag munang magbaba.
Senate President Tito Soto agreed that excise tax should be suspended for the time being and also increase minimum wage of workers.
Hindi baling ang gobyerno maghirap, wag lang ang taong bayan. Sanay mangutang ang gobyerno eh. Pero yung kababayan natin, papatol sa 560.
The next VP debate is scheduled on April 23, still at the Sofitel tent in Pasay. For News 5, Mon Gualvez, we are One News.
Let's find out where the presidential candidates are headed today. Manila Mayor Isko Moreno is scheduled to make rounds in Quezon Province. Moreno will first visit Lucena City Mayor Roderick Alcala and Bishop Mel Ray Uy. He will then attend a motorcade around the city proper to the town hall to meet the urban poor sector in Lucena. Mayor Isko is also set to visit Sariaya and Candelaria before heading back to Manila. Meanwhile, Senator Manny Pacquiao will be visiting the vote-rich province of Cavite. Pacquiao's first stop will be at GMA, then on to Dasmariñas, Silang, and then Tagaytay. He'll also be meeting the local chiefs in the area. And after the warm welcome she received in Pasig, Vice President Leni Robredo will be visiting Batangas this afternoon. Robredo, Pangilinan, and their senatorial slate were invited by the Archdiocesan Council of the Laity of Philippines of Lipa for a pray-over ceremony. And that's how the day is shaping up to be. Join us again later at 9 a.m. as we monitor the day's biggest stories from sunrise to sundown. You can also catch One News on Signal Play. Just register for a free account at www.signalplay.com so you can stream One News live anytime and anywhere. I'm Charles Lejano. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. We are One News.